Kalinek and welcome to SUAANGAN. I'm your host, Dennis Allen. For the past 2 summers, Parks Canada has sponsored artists in the park a 10-day retreat in one of the 3 national parks here in the Western Arctic. The retreats are designed to inspire original works of art from its participants. 5 artists from across Canada participated in this year's retreat, including artists from the Ivvavik settlement region. Gwich'in filmmaker Elaine Alexie took part in the retreat, and on today's show we'll see Elaine's experience at Artists in the Park. Welcome to SUAANGAN Our Strength right here on APTN.
I'm Pat Dunn, and I'm the Communications Manager for Parks Canada in the Western Arctic. National parks or natural areas, when we think about, well, how do you talk about that area, we tend to think about science maybe a bit more. We think about biology and the natural sciences perhaps, and art is a way of exploring and I think even celebrating natural areas. And national parks are about more than the landscapes. They're about what those landscapes represent. They're about the animals that move in and out of those national parks, and about the people. And we have a long, long history of human use and occupation of those areas that are now national parks, and actually throughout the ISR. So I think art is a way of celebrating and exploring those themes. And it's also a different perspective. It's just a different way of looking at the world. And I think it's just interesting to look at a national park or at anything from a lot of different perspectives. So you can get that sense of, this is what somebody else thought about this experience, and this is how powerful that experience was for someone else. Our program is a little bit different than any other program I've been able to find out about, though, in that our park is so remote. We have to fly in by charter aircraft. And so it just makes it a little bit different than other programs where the artists are driving to a cabin or a building and basing themselves there. It means we have to support people a little bit more and facilitate things a little bit more for them. In 2003, an artist from Whitehorse named Joyce Majiski approached the field unit here, approached the park office, and proposed this great idea, which was to put some artists out into Ivvavik National Park and see what kind of art would come out of that. Joyce had worked as a raft guide in the park on the Firth River, which is an internationally famous river rafting destination, and so she knew the park really well. So she did all of the legwork that year and assembled a group of artists. And they went into the park and did a number of different kinds of art. So it was the first year that it was done, and this year we're proposing the second year.
The sound of the eiders and the old squaws, to me, it just brings me right back to the north. It's just so unique. It's so here. It's nice to hear them. I met a woman in Vancouver about 9 years ago by the name of Anne Meredith Berry, and she was one of the first women to be on an Arts in the Park project in Grossmorn in Newfoundland. And she had her field sketches there, and she was just was glowing. She just thought it was such a great experience, and I thought it would be great to bring some artists up into the northern parks and run a similar sort of program if it was possible. The one thing that would be different here is more of a cross-cultural aspect with the Ivvavik people. So I was designed the project with that in mind, to have a mix of artists from different places. And I thought it would be a really fun thing to do and have an exchange of lifestyles and of art techniques, and maybe be able to have conversations about all kinds of things, not just art.
Hey, Paul. Not many humans. Good to see you. Excellent. No problem. Wonderful.
My name is Paul Fortin. I'm originally from Peterborough, Ontario. I've been living in Inuvik, though. I work in sculpture, installation. I do abstract paintings. Specifically for this project, I'm working for an object-based sculptural piece that will be based on the region. It's amazing, absolutely amazing experience. The land surrounding Sheep Creek is so magical. It's got such a great energy. For me, I don't think I would have been able to experience this had it not been this program that Joyce and Pat and the park has put together. So it's been a real great experience. A lot of the research that I'm doing in the park requires quick sketches, using something that will allow me to hike with, and so it doesn't weigh me down. A small watercolor set, and a sketchbook is ideal for capturing what I need.
My name is Ryan Taylor. I'm originally from Tuktoyaktuk. But altogether I've been carving since I made my first carving when I was 12 years old. Well, I work in all types of different kinds of stone, and Brazilian is easy to work with, and everybody likes the colors. Third generation out of my family. I learned from my dad. Well, Ronnie and Daryl learned from their dad, which is my dad, and then I was a young kid watching them start carving, and then watching my dad, he was always carving bone. Then I got interested in it, and our house was just like an art gallery. We got when I thought I was coming out to art in a park, I thought it would be like, I don't know, staying little, I have no idea actually. Then we have a gourmet cook here and everything. It sure is something else. And to meet different people, and the people on the whitewater, it's different.
My name is Itai Katz, and I'm from Sigechik. That's where I live for the last 4 years. I felt that it was a good opportunity to concentrate only on my art for about 10 days without any distraction from anything else. It just me out here, the wind, the sun, the rain, few people, lots of bugs. What I feel, it's not as much related to the art as it's more for myself in the place. And it's every time when I had the opportunity to come to a place like this, I just feel that I become very centered and very grounded in a sense. Just observe, mostly, and I kind of absorbed in without even being aware of that, and just enjoy it. I like the quietness, so quiet. Yeah.
SUAANGAN, Our Strength, will be right back with more of Artists in the Park right here on APTN. Welcome back to SUAANGAN and more of Artists in the Park right here on APTN.
My name is Charles Hegsted. I'm from Whitehorse. I work with digital animation, and I'm also a musician. Well, I've lived in the Yukon all my life, but I've never been this far north, and I don't know, it just seems like it's such a great opportunity to see this kind of place. Most of the time, actually all the time, and most people that are artists don't have the kind of cash flow it takes to charter a plane and go out to somewhere secluded like this. And yeah, I figured I might not have this opportunity again. I've been doing art since I could grasp a pencil in my little chubby hand. So I don't really know what inspired me to start. It just seems like the natural thing for me to do. Gotta be creative. It's a change for me. I've been in the city in Whitehorse, well, town in Whitehorse for a long time. Just come out here, it's so open and you can see for miles. That's good. I feel great. I mean, it's good to be somewhere where you can get your head clear. When we landed, it was breathe that first breath of the fresh air in. It feels really good. Every time I go somewhere I haven't been before, and go walk out on the land, like you notice just the little differences, the way the willows are tiny here, and the way the rocks look. It's not like that back home. So it puts a fresh perspective on everything I'm doing. I could be drawing a mountain, and you know, now I'm adding in this little part here that looks like the rocks around here or something. Every time I go, it adds to the collective intelligence that I've got inside me.
This place is just really special. I mean, of all of the places that I've traveled to in the Yukon Territory, Ivvavik is just a really special place, geologically and geomorphologically, because it hasn't been glaciated. So the landforms here are really different than they are in the rest of the territory, and I think that's the thing that draws me the most. Just the way the land looks is quite different, and you have a chance to see muskox and the porcupine caribou herd moose through here, and that to see the migration of that herd is just, it's awesome. It really is one of the most special things that I've ever seen.
All on a line too.
So what is it that you're peeking at?
There's looks to be about 7 caribou way up on the ridge, even though we were trying to track muskox. It's nice to see something. It looks like they're going down the back way. Or maybe they're just hanging out right there. 1, 2, 3, 6 or 7. Saw about 200 caribou just above on the airfield, running around. And then they skirted up the mountain, and we went following them, tried to keep our distance, and watched them for maybe 2 hours or so, going up and down back into the valley, grazing and moving around. And we've just seen a few of them cross over Sheep Creek, heading south, looking for a spot to cross the Firth River, and it's been pretty fabulous.
Joyce, if I be up early tomorrow, you may get your coffee up there at the tent.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know what time I be up.
I don't know.
Just in case.
It depends. Sometimes I'm awake at 6. I just
start to know the people better, and you just had more fun with them. And you start seeing what they're doing, and their style of work is quite different than my styles, so it's very interesting to see how other people work. And I think that's, if work-wise, I would take something back with me just to remember how other people work, because it's so different than my method. It's very nice. Good, I had one painting done already, and I'm starting the second one for today. And if I'm lucky, I maybe start another one after this one, so it's a very productive day.
The river has been drawing me a lot more down to its canyon walls to sketch and draw those, and again, the whole experience is just it's been pretty incredible. I really like the idea that the park was a gift. I think it says a lot about the people that know this land, that love the land, and I think that's one of the greatest gifts that have ever been given to Canada. I think it says a lot about the human spirit, that knowing the history of the Canadian government and the keepers of this land. I think it's an amazing gift that they can. It's a very unselfish gift to give part of their land, and it's such a part of who they are, to create a national park for everyone to come and enjoy. That spirit, that human spirit, is an amazing thing, and I'm hoping that that's the one thing I can keep in my heart that'll be able to remember when I'm working in the studio.
and just the fact that it's far away and it's quiet, and yeah, there's some special feel about this place that if you spend time here, I think you really get to feel this sense of history, and you know it's been like this for a long time. Yeah, I think there's that connection to something bigger than yourself when you come here.
SUAANGAN, Our Strength, will be right back with more of Artists in the Park right here on APTN. Welcome back to SUAANGAN and more of Artists in the Park right here on APTN.
This is just a fantastic place. I've worked for national parks for a long time, for more than 20 years, and I just have always just felt so lucky to spend time in some of the places that I've been able to get into, and every national park is unique and distinct and different and has its own beauties. And here the northern parks, they're huge, they're full of wildlife. These national parks are there's always something going on around you. We've walked up the hill and seen upland sandpipers displaying. There's a little sparrow sitting in a bush. I don't know what it is, but it knows what it is. It doesn't matter whether I know what it is. And there's just life going on all around us.
I think most of my friends are artists in some way or another. It's good. It's good to just people that kind of understand that. I mean, we're not all in the same field even. Like, we all do very different things. Paul's all into this conceptual sculpture stuff. Itai's doing his colors over here, and I'm doing my storyboards and abstract plans and stuff. But it's cool just to have it's cool to bounce ideas around and just, yeah, kind of share that creative energy.
Well, the rain came and drove us into the shed, and Ryan gave us a little lesson in his art, doing some soapstone carving, Brazilian soapstone, and I worked on a little kayak figure with a paddle, a little bone face. Been staying out of the weather, and now that the sun's trying to come out, just finishing up and gonna go for a hike.
Was that your first time doing this carving?
It's the first time trying a soapstone with bone in it.
Well, I've never tried this before, and I've never sculpted anything before, so it's just fun to play with the stone and I started with a little triangular block, so trying to figure out, well, what could I make out of that little triangular block, like a little tiny pyramid. And it looked to me already like a bird laying down like this, so that was where I decided to go. And although I haven't sculpted, I've looked at lots of birds, so I thought, well, I can maybe see if I can get that in there. And I can see how you need some planning, because my wings are different on one side to the other, and stuff like that. But that was really fun. It's just a nice thing to be able to try. So we have a little goose here, and after I've sprayed him, he'll be green, except I'll take a chisel and then chisel out the white cheek patches, so it'll be a Canada goose. There's quite a transformation happening here. I think that all of the painters now are carving, and the end result of Artists in the Park will be a whole lot of painters turned into carvers.
Interesting, but I didn't have to really teach them much. I just had to show them where the tool is and the stone. Told them to try it, and two of them, it's going to be their career.
It's interesting, so I was looking at these from a distance and I thought, I wonder what an equisetum looks like if you squish it on the paper and it's the same color. There's just one story leads to the next and to the next, and I'm really interested in those connections and trying to show those connections in my artwork with different layers, different layers of imagery on top of the other, so it creates a history. It's not just a picture. It's, my work is never really representative of one thing. There's lots of layers going on. And I think I'm trying to show the complexity of the landscape and the animals and the people and the history with those different layers to tell a story that makes people think, I hope.
Yeah, think about, you know, the geological processes that created that, and the time and all of the weathering and the river wearing all through that bedrock to carve this canyon. It's just, there's so much time. You know, we've been on the planet for such a short time compared to this, you know, the history that exists here. And places like this, you can really feel it. You can feel that connection to something that's way bigger than you are. And I think that's really another big part of why I like coming out here, is that sense of connection, sort of peace.
I think in one word it would be powerful. Powerful experience. I didn't have a lot of preconceived ideas as to what I'd be working on while I was here, but just the power of the place really affected me, and I think that that power has transformed itself into a creative venue for me with my art, and I'd like to take away as much as I can visually and the ideas that have generated in my head. I want to take those back with me and keep them to work in my studio and save the bits of the park that I've experienced.
And Louisa herself's just the heart and soul of the camp, in the kitchen there, busy all day long and feeding us so extremely well and teaching us to play snert and of course winning all the time. Yeah. She's been cooking at a number of, quite a few camps here in Sheep Creek. She's starting to, I think she knows this place better than most of us.
Their drawings are interesting. I mean, they all have different ideas, and I see their work is pretty good. They're interesting people. Let's go hold together. Anything I cook, especially donuts, like I can't keep up with the donuts that I make just about every day. Just eating it as I'm taking it out of the pan. So this should make about 50, 60 maybe.
I really like the donuts. Donuts get 2 thumbs up. If I had more thumbs to put up, I would put more thumbs up than 2. Right now, 2 thumbs for the donuts.
Well, that was our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. Tune in again next week for more of SUAANGAN right here on APTN. Until then, I'm your host, Dennis Allen. Kuyanaini.
We have a gourmet cook. Gourmet and donuts and everything. I think I gained about 10 pounds.
The river's telling me, jump in. You're so beautiful and cool.
The habit of living out here. It's a pretty posh life. Sleeping in, getting good breakfast, fresh donuts all the time. I'm not complaining at all.
For copies of this program, contact the Inuvialuit Communications Society at 867-777-2320 or fax a request to 867-777-2744. Or you can email us at iscs@permafrost.com.